Hey everybody, it's Matt here with Arma RC, bringing you a new toy of mine, the Xiro Xplorer V. Um, I got the V kit. It's got the 1080i HD cam, 14 megapixel stills. Uh, got the controller with Wi-Fi extender, and I absolutely love this drone. I took it out for the first time yesterday. I've already posted that YouTube video up. It was about, the gust was in between 20 to 25 miles an hour. I'm very, very impressed with this drone. I am so glad that I waited for it to go on sale so I could purchase this drone. I have had some difficulties in it, but it was my fault, not the drone itself. The first difficulty I had was the calibration mode. I could not get the thing to go into calibration mode, period. Which actually it was going into calibration mode, but I didn't know it was. In your tutorial videos, it shows when you go into calibration mode, when you do that, you push here's your controller right here. Push this stick down, you push the IOC button 6 times, which is 3 cycles. Then you release it, and your rear lights that are green are supposed to stay a steady green, not a flashing green. My trouble was it was staying flashing. Little did I know, it took me 3 hours to figure this out. It was because the drone wasn't level. So if it's flashing, when you let off that thing, you're in calibration mode. You pick that thing up, it's flashing real hard. You pick it up, steady it out, it'll quit flashing. That whenever you're doing the calibration mode, you got to keep those lights solid until it goes into for your next mode for the calibration. I felt like an idiot, but there was no videos about that. I thought I just had a crappy drone, well, a faulty drone. All that said and done, calibration's very easy once I figured that out. Another trouble I had before I took it out to fly is the firmware update. Okay, for one, the firmware for the camera, you use an SD card. You unzip the file, put it on your micro SD card, install it into the camera, turn it on, and it loads everything up to the camera. That's a piece of cake. Everything else is a piece of cake too if you really pay attention to what you're doing. To upgrade the drone itself, you have to use your micro USB in the drone. And for the gimbal, you have to use it for just the gimbal. Well, on the Xiro Assistant, it just says plug the USB up to the gimbal or drone. It doesn't tell you have to have it for either or. So what happened to me is I spent 5 hours because I screwed everything up. I deleted all the firmware on the drone and installed the gimbal hardware into the drone, firmware into the drone, and had the flight hardware into the gimbal. Once I finally figured out that you had to do it the opposite way, and I redid it all, everything's perfect. But it does not tell you, not unless you really, really search for it or look at forums, it does not tell you exactly what is what. I mean, things are getting easier. YouTube is getting a lot of YouTube videos out there. There's not a YouTube video about it flashing real hard about the calibration mode. That's why it took me so long to figure that one out. But if you're downloading your firmware, and after you're done, you cannot turn your Xiro Xplorer off, it is because you've installed the wrong firmware in the wrong place. You need to go back and redo it all. Like I said, I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning trying to figure all this out. And do not try to install the camera firmware by using the gimbal. You want to use your flash drive. Flash drive, the micro SD card. That's the only trouble I have. It was my ear alone. I absolutely in love with this drone. I'm probably not going to be flying it much because of the weather. It's really cold outside. I'm still getting used to the drone, but within the first time me using the drone, I started out on level 1 without the gimbal, like I said. I felt very comfortable with it, even within the wind. Put the gimbal back on, and the gimbal and camera back on. Still had no trouble at all. It is a very stable machine, and the controller feels great. It felt good enough that I'm new to the whole drone era, and I wanted a good one. I originally had the Cicadia, Elaine View Cicadia. Uses everything off your Wi-Fi camera. I had some issues with that. I think it's mostly because I was running Android. I went through 2 of those drones, ended up taking it back. But I knew I loved the aerial view drone, so I waited for this one to go on sale, and I can't believe how much it did go on sale. The sale is off now. That's back to $500, which is still cheap for this drone. For everything you see here, Wi-Fi extender, 1080p camera. This is the V kit. But I got it for, it was $2.99 on sale for Green Monday. The sale ended the 17th. With the coupon codes and everything, I got it for $2.57. And of course, if you like, you can select Easy Pay. It does come with 2 sets of props. I wasn't expecting that because the pictures show only come with 1 set. The controller, I love this controller. It holds your cell phone great. I'm using Android app. I'm not having any issues with it, except for sometimes it says I need to drop the resolution for the live camera feed because I don't know why. It's probably because I'm running Android 5.0. Something ain't strong enough for it. I'm not going to get an Apple product just for the drone. I'm not an Apple fan. But other than that, if you're in a market for a good drone for its price, I would highly recommend this drone, flat out. I love it, even though I've only tested it 1 time, but I can tell you this, I'm going to have lots of fun with it. I use level 3 with it now. It flies that great. The go to home button, oh my god, it just works so awesome. I mean, I fully trust this drone. I mean, as long as you don't make the same errors I did. I mean, it's so easy to get confused because things are not playing out for you that great. If you have any questions, just comment below. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get more and more stuff in. Christmas is around the corner, and I'm sure I'm going to have some more stuff to review and test out. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, before I get off here, who convinced me to buy this drone was the RC Sailors. They have a great page. I've been a member with them ever since they had 7,000 subscribers. Now they have like close to 40 or 50,000 subscribers. They just don't subscribe to they just don't review the expensive stuff. They review anything that you get from Walmart or this cheap stuff from Sam's, and they tell you flat out if it's junk or if it's not junk. Anyways, thank you for watching my channel. Have a good day.